Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing what you should do if you get food poisoning or fall sick after eating at a food establishment. Food poisoning can be a serious issue, and it's important to know your rights and the steps you should take if you find yourself in this unfortunate situation. First, let's talk about the immediate steps you should take if you suspect you've gotten food poisoning from a meal. Your health is the first priority, so you should visit a doctor or hospital as soon as possible. Ensure that you get a medical report that documents your condition and links it to the food that you have consumed. Tell the doctor what food you ate in the last 12 hours, including the name of the restaurant or the food stall, so that he records it down in his notes. You may want his notes later if you develop a severe long-term illness and you want to sue the food establishment. Next, if you got sick because of a takeaway meal or home-delivered meal, and you can still retrieve the food, keep a sample of the food in a clean container and refrigerate it. It goes without saying that this step will not be available to you if you ate the contaminated food at a restaurant or hawker center, unless you decide to tapao the food. Tapao is a colloquial Singapore word for takeaway. So you should next contact the restaurant or food stall to inform them about the incident. Naturally, some of them will deny and disclaim any liability, but at least receiving the complaint may result in them deciding to take corrective action. Next, report the incident to the Singapore Food Agency. One of the main functions of the Singapore Food Agency is to ensure that our food supply is safe and suitable for human consumption. The agency may issue various directions as appropriate, such as mandating that preventive or corrective actions be taken in cases of food poisoning. For example, in 2021, the Singapore Food Agency revoked a restaurant's license and required all of its food handlers and hygiene officers to retake a basic food hygiene course after 26 people suffered food poisoning from eating at the restaurant. Now let's discuss your legal options. If you have suffered significant harm, you might be entitled to compensation for medical expenses, lost wages, and other damages. You can negotiate with the restaurant first to see if they will pay or compensate you. If they refuse, you can try suing them in the small claims tribunal or small claims court if you are in a different jurisdiction. I'm not familiar with the small claims tribunal procedure because lawyers are not allowed to appear. But since the small claims tribunal's jurisdiction covers contracts for the sale of goods and services, my view is that food establishments do provide goods and services. And when you dine at the food establishment, you are entering into a contract with them for the provision of food as well as services. If the small claims tribunal rejects your claim because it is not within their jurisdiction, you will have to then sue in the state courts or for negligence or for a breach of contract. Negligence occurs where one party owes another party a duty of care, and that party breaches the duty of care and causes the other party some form of damage or loss. For example, restaurants generally owe their customers a duty of care to serve food that is fit for human consumption. You can watch my earlier videos on the law of negligence. The links are below. Where this duty is breached and the customer suffers food poisoning, the restaurant may be liable for negligence. When relying on the claim for negligence, you will have to show that the restaurant's food was the cause of the food poisoning. The burden then shifts to the restaurant to prove that it was not due to any negligence on its part. If you decide to sue in the state courts, you can also make an alternative claim for breach of contract by arguing that the restaurant had breached its contract to provide food that is safe for human consumption under the Sale of Food Act. It's wise to consult a lawyer to understand your rights and the strength of your case. They can help you gather evidence, draft a legal notice, and represent you in court if necessary. Finally, let's talk about preventive measures to avoid food poisoning in the future. Number 1, choose food establishment with good hygiene ratings. Before 2023, food establishments in Singapore were graded either A, B, C, or D based on their annual assessment of their premises' food safety performance. This grade had to be displayed at the stall for customers to see. The Singapore Food Agency then introduced a new licensing regime in 2023 to provide better assurance of food safety to consumers. Other than track record, such as not having major food safety lapses over a period of time, The multi-year framework will take into account whether eateries appoint food hygiene officers, among other things. Under this new framework, the old system will be replaced with bronze, silver, and gold awards. The second preventive measure you can take is always inspect your food by checking the appearance, the smell, the taste. If something seems off, don't hesitate to send it back or throw it away. To conclude this video, getting food poisoning can be a distressing experience, but knowing your rights and the steps you can take can make a big difference. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel for more legal tips and advice. Stay safe and see you in the next video.